Bob Lamb. I'm with Roy Lemke. What are you, the general manager? You were the golf pro, the course superintendent?
I was
You're
never a
Lefty's
golf
right
pro.
man,
Yeah.
right-hand man?
At one point I was all of those, but
Yeah.
never the golf pro. Lefty was the old pro. He was always the pro.
We're here at Pine Creek Golf Course in La Crescent, Minnesota, and it's been years since I played here. Texas and I were talking on the way here, and I think it's been 7, 8 years.
It's probably been quite a while. It was always a treat when you would show up here, because it was Lefty was always so excited to see you.
Yeah.
He always had a real good spot in his heart. So and it was like, oh, Bob's coming today, so we'd always be on our best behavior and make sure the garbage was all emptied.
Tell us about your time here, Roy.
Oh boy, I started here. I was still in school in 1980 was when I started out.
1980.
Yes, I still remember when I came here and I talked to Lefty. He said, "Do you cheat? Do you steal? Are you honest?" Scared the hell out of me. I hope I was answering yes and no to the right question at the time. So. And it was my first job, so yes,
really?
Yes. And 43 years later, I'm still here.
Well, tell us about the journey.
Oh, at first I knew nothing about golf, so it was kind of nice to learn it from Lefty, and that's kind of why he built the course in the first place, was for the beginners. But I was a beginner at taking care of the course, so he was teaching me in a different way, and it was a lot of fun working with him over the years. And things have changed, just from how we used to apply things to mowing and everything else. So no, it was a lot of fun.
And then after you got through high school and that, you stayed here, and what'd you become? Tell us the entire ladder you grew through.
I tell you, I worked for Lefty for about 10 years. And then at that point, I was going to line up something else, and I actually had a different job lined up at the time. Well, then he had gifted it to the city in 1991, so I thought, well, okay, I'll see where this goes. I'll be a public employee person, work for the city. And since then, it had changed. Lefty stayed on as a manager for a few years, so it's always different when you have one boss. And then it was a very new awakening to find out that I had many bosses. So just like everyone else in the workforce.
That's right.
And it was a growing experience with the city, taking over from Lefty's course and how Lefty ran it to the expectations when the city had it, because Lefty gave him Pine Creek. Pine Creek was Pine Creek. And some of the perception was Pebble Beach. Well, he didn't give you Pebble Beach. No. So we had a long way to go. So, and I always try to maintain that charm yet of what Pine Creek was, and keep it a beginner's course. But it's an interesting journey to get through that. And then the remodel in '01 was when they did all the remodeling on the course itself, and added irrigation and things of that nature. So that was some of the biggest things that we had to face. But
now what's your official title?
I am superintendent. That's what the title is. But it's more general manager. General manager, superintendent, I'm still out there.
How big is your staff?
Outside we have about 4 people working. I've got 2 full-time, myself yet, and another young gentleman from high school. So we got another high school.
Oh, there you go, another Roy Lemke.
Well, I tell you, he's a better worker than I ever was. he's here at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, But inside, we're up to about 9-10 people inside.
Oh, that's good.
Trying to get the restaurant things going. But,
tell us a little bit about the course.
Oh, well, the course, as you know, was built in '57, and Lefty actually farmed it for a few years at first when he bought it, and then his dream was to turn it into a golf course. Most of the neighbors at that time thought he was insane or crazy to do that, but all this time later, it's still here and a testament to what he did. But the course itself, still the 9 holes.
Par 35.
Yep, par 35. None of that's changed. Actually, the greens are pretty much in the same location that they have been for the past, I don't know how many years. think 7 was, I was gonna ask you years ago, was 7 used to be down below, was it?
Yes.
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 And that was a little bit before my time.
Yeah.
And then they
moved it up to the top.
because it was such a swamp hole
Yeah,
down there,
yeah,
right?
it was.
But the old trail is still there where you could cut down.
It
and
is.
you could kind of tell where the green was.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, a lot of it, and I think 8, the T on 9 had changed as well too. That used to be up on the hill.
Oh, yeah.
And then they would come down.
Yeah, yeah.
But a lot of it is still the same layout as it always was before. It's a left-handed course. I mean, if you're
Well,
a
yeah.
lefty, this is your course.
We're gonna go out and play this. I better play well, huh?
Yeah, that's right. This is your course.
Yeah. No, this is great. What do you have here?
Oh, this is some things that, you know, I've kind of carried around. This is when he was at the county am in 33, I believe.
33, yep. County M started in
And-
32.
His picture's up here with the rest of the senior league.
Yep. Lefty won it twice,
Yes.
1933 and 1936. Yeah.
And I think we have some of those articles. A lot of these are old news articles and
Oh, yeah.
things of that nature. And the old clubhouse after that was remodeled in 94. So it's kind of interesting. And nice young picture of Bob Lamb here.
I had hair then.
Look at that bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
Lefty keeps Pine Creek simple and fun.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Without sand traps. We still don't have sand traps here either. So.
Well, a lot of courses are taking out their bunkers. You know,
Yeah.
they're so
Well, it's the upkeep.
labor intensive.
That's the problem
Yeah.
with the sand trap.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
But here, you know, when you look back at 9 holes, grass greens, and some of the rates that he had back in the day.
9 holes, 75 cents.
Yes.
18, buck and a quarter. All day, $1.50.
$1.50, yes.
Weekdays and holidays, 9 holes, $1. 18, $1.50. All day, $2. This ad entitles you to 1 free round to golf.
And you know, there's no expiration date on
Yeah.
that, so I think I'd still have to honor that 75-cent round.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Plus the free round.
Yeah, that's right.
So I better not show that to too many people.
That's what I'm using today.
Here's that county amp.
Oh, yeah. And the back then was when it was 54 holes,
Oh, okay.
way back then, and they switched to 8 or to 36. I think it was in the late 50s, I believe it
Okay.
was. So, but yeah, Lefty, he was quite the guy, just quite the guy. Yeah, boy, you've got some real treasure
Oh,
there.
yes, this is, it's amazing. Oh, here's what I was talking about, that when he worked at Heileman's, see, he had to work at Heileman's
Yeah.
as he was building the golf course.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he would work there and then nights, and he'd be working on the course itself during the day.
Oh, gosh.
So, this is a thing that, a little publication that the brewery had put out back then, and he was actually teaching some golf swings in this book. So, and he has, and I think you still have that swing you're saying that
Yeah.
you still carry that with you. So
Yeah, yeah.
he never taught me how to swing, so that was. I'm more hockey.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a hockey
Well, what did he
swinger.
tell you? Because he's left-handed.
He's left, yes.
And what did he tell you? Do?
Yeah, do what I say, but do everything in reverse.
Yeah.
Because I'm right-handed, so I
Yeah.
had to learn everything
Yeah.
backwards to how he told me how to do it. But
Yeah.
yeah, we used to rewind clubs and re-grip clubs and
Uh-huh.
that stuff here, which, you know, nobody rewinds a club anymore. so-
Yeah. And he, as far as the agronomy on the course today, is so much more advanced.
It is,
isn't it?
it is. I mean, you know, Lefty, he kept things the way he wanted it.
Uh-huh.
Basic, keep those costs down, because he wanted everybody to enjoy golf.
Sure.
But, you know, with the city, it's kind of, well, it's kind of nice for me because I can afford now to put more chemicals down and the
Uh-huh.
different equipment and things of that
Uh-huh.
nature to make the course better.
Sure.
So, yeah, the agronomy has really changed, aeration and even different chemicals that we use, more wetting agents now instead of watering and watering.
Yeah.
We're able to use water a little more efficient.
Yeah,
So,
well, for especially this year.
yeah, this year was really, really a drought season, and
Yeah.
a lot of courses had struggled, just to try to keep things
Yeah.
growing.
Yeah.
We used to pump out of the creek. That was the
Yeah.
other big change here
Yeah.
that we had.
You still have trout down there?
There's a few browns in there here and there, but Lefty used to stock that back
I
in
know.
the day as well
Yeah.
too, and then he'd feed them liver pellets down by the
Yeah.
bridge.
Yeah, by
he
the
would take you
bridge.
guys down
Yeah,
there. Yes.
they'd go down there.
Park at the bridge and throw the liver pellets in, and they'd splash all over the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah. But one story I remember, I told you, I think, is when I came over here, he called me at the Tribune one day. He says, Bob, can you come over? I want to show you something. I want your opinion on it. I said, okay. And I came over and he says, all right, let's get in the cart. So we got in his cart and we drove behind number 3 green, I think it is. Doesn't it go downhill?
Yes, that trail.
And he started down there and I said, where are we going? Well, I'm thinking about building another 9 down here.
Yeah.
And we went down there and I said, oh, Lefty, I don't know. I don't think I'd do this. And he says, well, that's what I wanted, was your opinion. We
Right.
came back up. He said, you can't leave till you come in the kitchen and have an ice cream cone.
Ice cream cone, yes,
I
that's
said,
right.
okay. So then we went in and sat at the kitchen table and talked some more. Oh, what a wonderful guy.
Oh, yeah, he
Yeah.
always wanted to put another 9 in,
Yeah,
but
that would have taken so
Oh.
much fill.
it would have been
Yeah.
that would have been a huge undertaking.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then after that, he always said, I just tell him, you want to play 18, play 9 twice.
Yep. Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah. Well, this is great. How's the traffic been? Good?
It's been really good this year.
Membership?
2020 was amazing.
I would imagine because
we were
of COVID.
busy.
huh?
Right, COVID. We were busy. Either
Really?
you could golf or fish. That's
Yeah.
the only 2 options.
Yeah.
you had. So that really introduced a lot of people back to golf again.
Uh-huh.
When
Uh-huh.
Lefty gave the golf course to the city in 1991, we had 41,000 rounds in
Jeepers.
1991.
Yeah, that's
It was-
good for a 9-hole
Well,
course.
it was amazing.
Yeah.
Now we're at 25 to 27,000, so that kind
Uh-huh.
of tells you where golf went. But
Yeah.
there's a lot more courses now than what
Oh,
there used to
yeah.
be.
Back
You know,
then.
the country club is
Yeah.
Forest Hills now.
Forest
you know,
Hills,
so,
yep.
and Fox Hollow and those
Yep.
courses started up.
Yep.
So,
Cedar Creek.
Cedar's another one, right?
Yeah. Castle Mountain back then.
Yep,
That was just 9 holes.
that's right.
And then they expanded that, but yeah. And boy, it was Pine Creek, Hillview,
Hillview, yes.
and Walsh's. That wasn't until the 60s. And the Cooley started in 62.
Okay, I was wondering when Cooley started
1962,
up.
yeah. That was Dick Mulder and Art Bronson designed it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, let's get out and
Yeah.
enjoy some holes.
That sounds good.